Yo, what's up, guys? This is the first part of um my Dark Souls 3 walkthrough that I was planning on doing. I recorded it a while ago. I actually recorded like a full one a while ago, but the audio was kind of sloppy and um it got deleted when I had to like reformat my hard drive, so that was kind of annoying. But yeah, I've been meaning to make this for a while because I really enjoy this game and I think it's really fun. And I just want to give other people the tools to play it without having to struggle and find their way through everything. And I guess you could argue that's a part of the struggle, or that's a part of the fun, I guess. But I don't know. I think there's a lot more to the game than just the struggle itself. I think the scenery and level design and everything else is really good. So, yeah, let's just get to it. The game.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna watch all of the cutscenes and everything because they're great. And hopefully you can hear them, but the audio might be too low. I don't know.
The Lords of Cinder converge. In venturing north, the pilgrims discover the truth of the old words. The fire fades, and the lords go without thrones. When the link of fire is threatened, the bell tolls, unearthing the old lords of Cinder from their graves. Aldrich, saint of the deep. Farron's undead legion.
My favorite boss in the game right here.
Watchers.
So good.
And the reclusive lord of the profaned capital. Yon the giant. Only in truth, the lords will abandon their thrones. And the unkindled will rise. Nameless, accursed undead, unfit even to be cinder. And so it is that ash seeketh embers.
Great cutscene. So good. Alright. For name. Let's just go. Sure, male, young. None of these matter except class and burial gift. Even then, it doesn't really matter that much, to be honest. Let's choose one at random, I guess. Very slim. Okay, so when it comes to these two, class is really just dependent on what you want to go. All of them kind of specialize in specific things. Like knight is like being like sturdy, mercenaries dexterity and fast weapons, warriors heavy weapons, herald is like kind of overall rounded stats for the most part. Thief is like dexterity and luck, like fast weapons and like parrying and poison and bleed and stuff. Assassin's like a dexterity build, but you have a lot of attunement, so you can like equip spells and stuff, so it's like a sorcery kind of build. Sorcerer is mainly focused on sorcery, but has a little bit of dexterity, because dexterity increases the speed at which you cast spells, so it's not that bad. Pyromancy is a mixture between intelligence and faith, because pyromancy's scale with intelligence and faith. Also goes with strength, and then like cleric is strength and faith. Just like miracles, which is like lightning, and basically anything that's not either fire or magic for the most part. And then depraved is the best class in the game, but we're not going to go with that. Today I'm going to go herald. If you want to follow along, you can, by all means. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but that's what I'm going to be going, so it's kind of based off of that. So all these are kind of useless, to be honest. Like life ring is a little bit of like the only ones that are like really useful are like maybe black fire bombs are really good against the first boss. But other than that, like you only get a few of them, so it's not really that worth it. And then everything else is literal garbage. I usually choose the young white branch, just because once you get to a certain part in the undead settlement, there's going to be an archer that fires a bunch of like giant arrows at you. But if you have the young white branch, he actually won't fire at you, he'll fire at enemies instead. So I usually like to go that just to make it run a little bit easier. But it's really up to you what you want to go. Alright, this is my character. First area is really simple, just a lot of low-level enemies. There's two main enemies, one boss, and then there's a Titanite lizard, or I don't know what they're called. Just giant Titanite lizard things, and they can be really, really annoying. But honestly, a lot of their stuff is pretty well telegraphed, so you don't gotta worry too much about it. I like that scenery, or that scene right there. He's rising out of the ash. I think that's awesome. It's really good symbolism. Alright, so a few things. I don't typically like wearing like heavier armor. I don't use shields very often. I only really use them against dogs, so I might, I guess, equip it, but it'll be in my other hand. It'll be in my offhand. Plus, see, this gives me a fast roll, right? Yeah, this gives me a fast roll. So, basically, the amount of weight you have influences the amount of invincibility frames you get in rolls. So fast rolls, you get maximum invincibility frames. Medium rolls, you get like a medium amount, and then fat rolls, you get like fucking 0. But yeah. So and plus you move a little bit faster, not a lot, but just a little bit. There's that. Kill that guy. Also, one thing to keep in mind in this game is that like stamina is probably your best friend. It's always a really good idea to keep an eye on that blue bar, or not that blue bar, sorry, the green bar. Because if you run out of stamina, it's really bad, especially during boss fights and you need to dodge or you need to attack or something. Like, you really want to keep an eye on that because it's very important. Equip all that stuff. backstab you. So yeah, reason I tell you that is because there's two ways to avoid damage in this game, and that is well, obviously dodging, like walking around. Sometimes enemies will have attacks that you can just dodge around and walk around, which is ideal. But most of the time, you're going to have to either block with the shield, or you can block with a weapon too, but it doesn't do nearly as much. Block with the shield, or roll. Rolling is my preferred method, which is why I don't really use shields that often, but if you're just playing this game for the first time, shields can be good. Problem is, though, that they get rid of a lot more stamina than just rolling does, so it's kind of a risk versus reward. It's a lot safer. It's a lot safer to, use a shield than to roll, but if you know the timings really well, or you start learning the timings really well, you'll be able to start dodging. Especially, like, direction, too, because, like, the direction in which you dodge is important, too. Like, let's say an enemy, like, let's say this tree, I don't know, was swinging from his left to his right, so from here over to here. And I roll this way into like, where the blade will end up. Sometimes you can actually hit off the back end. So usually you have to pay attention to which side they're swinging from to and kind of counter that as well. But it depends on when you dodge, and sometimes the invincibility frames will take care of everything for you. Alright, here's that Titanite lizard. Not hard at all, honestly. Most of his stuff is pretty well telegraphed. Ooh, that hurt. Should stagger soon. He hasn't staggered yet, which is kind of wild. Usually he'll stagger. There it is. And then you can get in front of him and do a lot of damage this way. What's that? He actually hit me a lot there. Almost killed me at one point, to be honest. We've cleared out that area. You don't have to fight that guy, by the way. Probably should have said that earlier. You don't have to fight him, but I like to do it just to get out of the way. You can always come back later for him if you want. It's really just up to you, honestly. Gonna attack these guys. Here. 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 You can do a running jump onto there. You might have to check your settings. Oh. Yeah, you might have to check your settings to see what the jump button is. For me, I switched to the left stick, which makes it really easy. All you have to do is just, you have to be running and then you have to press the button. But you already have to be, like, sprinting. Then you jump. Because if you just press it random, if you just press it, like, while you're standing still or walking, you won't do anything. Do a plunging attack. Oh, you guys down here. Plunging attack this one. That. Got some fire bombs. Another reason why I say the black fire bombs aren't really that useful is because I already get fire bombs. It's not a lot, but he'll take more. He's weak to fire, so he'll take a bit more damage. Regardless of like he'll take a decent bit of damage from the fire bombs you throw. Okay, so this is him, Udex Gundyr. He's not hard. really a lot of his attacks are pretty well telegraphed. Don't get too far. He'll jump at you and do like a slam attack on the ground. Try and stay close, and if he attacks, you can usually get away with dodging into the right of him. So like you want to dodge right into his right arm essentially, or like his left, your right. You'll kind of see me do that. He does have a phase 2, which he lets out like a bunch of like this black mass from him, and he'll like his attacks kind of become empowered. But honestly, like, as long as you're paying attention to his movements, like, and like his arm placement, you can tell if he's gonna swing or not. You can usually get away with like dodging a lot of his stuff. He will do like a jump in the attack. If sometimes he will do like a jump in the air attack and then slam down on the ground. You kind of have to time that, or just walk away. But really, other than that, he's not too hard. You can usually just get away with dodging it into the right, or obviously if you are using a shield, you can block. Before he even gets up, you can start hitting him, get a little bit of damage off. It is pretty well telegraphed, as you can see. It's a grab attack, you want to avoid that at all costs. Alright, phase 2. Just kind of want to walk around where he's going like that. And then I just staggered him. This is the jump attack I was telling you about. That kind of time it. Kind of panic mode there. I'm gonna keep it real. Usually I beat him fast enough to where he can't attack me, so I was a little bit confused for a second there. Usually you just kind of wail on him and he just kind of dies, because he's like the first boss. He takes a massive amount of damage, but either way, that was Udex Gundyr. Pretty easy. Pretty standard stuff, I would say. Alright, let's clear out Firelink Shrine now. For some reason I didn't think he died. Oh, that killed him. Okay, fair enough. Alright, so just follow basically what I'm doing. Grab the homeward bone. Already grabbed that item. We just walk this way. So these guys are gonna aggro, dodge the arrow. And then these shielded guys, there's basically 2 options that you can do. If you have the axe like I do, if they're not attacking and they're just kind of like walking and like strafing to the side, you can just literally attack them twice. It'll break their like shield, not break their shield, but break their guard, and then you get like an empowered, not an empowered auto, but like your auto will do like more damage, or not. Sorry, I'm a League of Legends player. Your swing will do more damage. Okay. So, that's part about the game right here is I can pull this off. Yep, take him right off the edge. You just press up and R1 at the same time. I'm really actually, most of the time, really bad at doing it, but sometimes I can pull it off. There's that. There's actually nothing down there. I just do that for the fun of it. There's gonna be a dog around the corner. Just hold up your shield. I like the R2. Kills him. I don't think an R1 kills him. I think it just knocks him back really far. After that, you can just kind of walk up to him and auto, or attack him, sorry. Keep saying auto. I might as well just honestly keep saying it. You guys will know what I mean. Just attack him. R1 is your best friend in this game, like, honestly. Alright, embed the coiled sword. You can use the, you can use the bonfire if you want here. I'm not going to. Just because it'll reset all the enemies. So, it's not like we're really going back that far that it really matters, but I just don't usually tend not to do it. A few things we gotta buy here, sorry. Actually, I think there's only one. We have to buy a torch. I believe that's it, honestly. You can buy a prism stone if you want. I usually trade it into pickle pea, pump of rum. We'll see them in a second. Yeah, that's really all we need. Talk to Andre. Always allot your Estus. Never put any Estus into the blue. Especially with the build we're going, because we're not using magic at all. Here, yeah, we can't reinforce anything. We can't really do anything other than that. Okay, that's fine. Alright, let us... there's Ludlith over there. You can talk to him if you want. He's not going to give you anything. This guy gives you an emote. Yeah, there's that. Alright, now we're going to go up here. We're actually making pretty good pace here. Grab that, interact with that. It's not going to give you anything, but it'll, I think it starts at, I think. I know it's like, you have to get invaded a certain amount of times, and then you get the seed of a giant tree. And I don't know if interacting with it now does anything, but I always try and do it. I can't remember if it actually does anything or not. But yeah. So, now what we're trying to do is, we're going to try and run up this tree, and then jump onto this ledge right here. Definitely takes a bit of practice, but I didn't even jump. There it is. Takes a little bit of practice, but you can usually get it down pretty fast. Or not pretty fast, but it actually took me a while the first time I tried to do it. But basically, you want to just try and make sure you get at least some elevation, and then jump over here, and it's usually not that bad. There's that. Let's grab a more bones. There's a sword master in all of his glory. You can usually just jumping attack them. For that you just run and then hit R2. You can also hit R1, but it doesn't stagger him. Jumping, attacking, and then attacking once will usually do the trick. If it ends up getting away, basically what it'll try and do is run away, and if it like disappears into the ground before you can kill it, all you have to do is go back to where it spawns, and then just reset the game, and load back in, and he'll be right there, spawned in. Alright, so here, I'm gonna go over here. Be very careful. I've definitely fallen off of this a million times before. That's the shard. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're actually going to drop a few things. We're going to drop one of you. We're going to drop one of you. We're going to drop one of you. And I think that's... Call over Twinkling Titanite. Yep, okay. Invisible wall. And we're going to run past here, drop down, and get the best item in the game, the covetous Silver Serpent's Ring. Every time you kill an enemy, you get 10% more souls now for the entire rest of the game. It's kind of broken to get this early, but I'll take it. Alright, so now, we come back around, we've cleared up the top area. All we have to do is kill the Swordmaster, and that's just about it. I should probably level here now that I'm thinking about it. Talk to this bitch to level. I am going to, feeling dumb, put it all into strength. You don't have to. Basically the only three things that we're really going to be putting anything into this game, well, four things I guess, are going to be mainly vigor and strength. Those are going to be the top two. And then after that is going to kind of come like a little bit of endurance and a little bit of dexterity. We are going to put 2 points into intelligence later, but that's just for a quest line. We have to have 10 intelligence. Especially for Orbeck, yeah. But other than that, it's mainly just going to be vigor, which is basically the amount of health you have, and strength. Endurance is just the amount of stamina you have. And then strength and dexterity are your melee scaling statuses, so like the higher they are, the more damage you'll do essentially. Especially when it comes to the scaling of the weapon, which can get kind of complicated sometimes. So I'm not going to have you worry about that, because I'm just going to show you the... How many weapons are we going to use? So we're going to use Vort's Hammer. Once we get that, I'm going to switch over to Vort's Hammer, and then... probably the Fume Ultra Greatsword, and into the Black Knight Greatsword, hopefully. Yeah, I like that. So... It'll be those other 3 weapons that we'll be using, and you don't really got to worry about anything else past that. Like, the scaling, you'll kind of learn on your own. It's just basically... You can see that there's D. It's D for Strength and Dexterity for the attribute bonus. Basically, the higher the attribute bonus, the more points that matter putting into your... Or the more your points matter that you put into Strength and Dexterity. So if I have, like, an S-class attribute bonus for Strength, which the Fume Ultra Greatsword has... At each point that you put into strength up until a certain point is going to matter a lot. It's going to give you a lot of damage. Whereas if it's like C, it's kind of doesn't really matter that much. If it's D, oh god, I mean, it's kind of whatever. And then same for dexterity. And it's the same with all of the other ones too, like intelligence and faith, but it's kind of different. I don't usually like going mage builds, so I'm not really going to discuss it too much because I don't personally like it. I like going up. Ooh, that's gonna hit me. That would be appreciated if you didn't, sir. I'm just gonna use an Estus here. I have this Ember. We'll just keep using the axe until we can finally use Vort's Hammer at the once we kill the curse-rided Greatwood. We can transpose Vort's soul with the transposing kiln and get the Vort's battle hammer. Sorry, I didn't mean axe. All right, this guy is really annoying. He's killed me so many times. There's an easy way to cheese him, and I'll show you how to do that. You can parry him if you want, but typically I don't like to do it. It's kind of risky. So basically what I'll do is I'll wait for him to get into stance, I'll wait for him to attack, and then I'll bait, and then I'll hit him twice. It's kind of my main strategy for killing him. Wait for him to go into his stance, bait out the attack, and then hit him, and usually hit him twice. For him to go into a stance, I'm actually going to dodge it here just to get positioning right. Go into his... it was too close. Stance. Yeah, he does a lot of damage. Let's see. Come on, go into your stance. Come on. Oh, wow. Positioning is really important too in this fight because you don't want to fall off any. You see how I'm using the invincibility frames to my advantage? Oh my god, that almost... Sad. That guy is messing me up right now. Come on. Yeah, this guy is really annoying to beat. Might actually take you a few tries. You actually don't have to fight him, to be honest. But I like to get him out of the way. He gives you like 1,000 souls, which is really good this early. As well as he gives you the Uchi Katana, which is one of the best dexterity weapons in the entire game. This weapon can actually just last you I've done entire playthroughs with this katana. It's so good. it's kind of disgusting. But yeah, it's broken, so if you're running a dex build, you definitely need to get that, or I'll start upgrading that. No Undead Bone Shards. We did pick up an Estus Shard, which allows us to reinforce our Estus Flask, which gives us one more use of it. So we can do that. Alright, there's that. And now I'm going to put you on, and I don't think I have... Yeah, okay. Yeah. Alright. And that should honestly be it for the first part. I mean, I went over just about everything you needed to know for this part. I'm putting 2 more points into strength, but yeah, everything else should be pretty cake for you. I'm gonna end it now, and I'll see you at the next episode when we go through the High Wall of Lothric. Yep, I'll see you guys.